how are you doing? Welcome back. And if you're new to the channel, hey, you look stunning, and you should know that 9 out of 10 dentists recommend you subscribe. So I'm gonna do like I do any other day, but I'm gonna do it in front of a camera. I'm gonna turn a pair of curtains into a dress. Now, usually I go a little bit more casual, but I'm a Leo rising, which means scientifically I am a princess. And so I'm gonna tap into my inner Giselle from Enchanted, and I'm just gonna make a summer gown out of curtains that I found in a charity shop just a couple of days ago. Also, side note, I am an Aquarius sun, which is the sign of the vase pouring out water, which is probably why I'm always dehydrated. So the dress I've had my eye on is one of those Selkie dresses. Now I know I'm ridiculously late to the trend, but it's my channel and I'll do what I want. If you don't like it, go complain to HR, but just so you know, you won't find her at any Coldplay concerts having an affair because she has good taste in music. So grab some snacks, maybe a sewing kit. Don't confuse the two, it can get real ugly. And let's start making me look fabulous.
So first I cut the bodice pattern out from this template I bought ages ago using the curtain fabric. By the way, on a side note, when people say they draw their curtains, I need to know if you are okay and is the rest of your furniture real. Anywho, I did the same with the lining, and also it's good to mention it's a good choice to have your lining match, if not have somewhat a similar color to your outer fabric. It makes the lining of the fabric less visible because it is shy. Then I sewed everything together, but not the lining and the curtain fabric yet. I like to keep them distanced until the big reveal, and that was a curtain pun, and if you don't like them, then you need to pull yourself together. For the sleeves, I Frankensteined this old pattern from about a year ago with this reel folder that I actually use all of the time and definitely do not throw random patterns on the floor and forget because I have ADHD. First, I stitched a loose line across the top and bottom and pulled the bottom thread to ruffle it. Remember this technique, kids, because we're gonna be ruffling a lot. Then I cut 2 silk circles with holes in the middle, and yes, I am aware these are circles in spirit. I sewed the inner edge of each of the top and bottom of the sleeve and then added embroidered trim to the bottom edge of the silk. This will create a bunch of tiers, which we're also going to see a lot of in this project, and that wasn't a threat. This is the name of the silhouette, and that is what the professionals call a rhyme.
It's day 2. So, I know what you're thinking. This does not usually take me a day. There's just something that happens sometimes, and I swear to God, my sewing machine is just some other spiritual being, or sometimes it just randomly gets possessed by a demon. Some days I do not understand. Some days I don't get why nothing is happening right. And don't get me wrong, I try everything. I try rethreading the bobbin, I try rethreading the thread, I try changing the pressure foot, I try changing the tension on the thread, I try unscrewing the bobbin holder and then trying to place everything back together again. I try turning it off and on again. I try everything, but nothing good happens. And then the next day, I have a go. Works perfectly fine. Please, to God, let me know in the comments if this just happens to anybody, because I do not understand. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe technology failing me recently is just a result of... So the top isn't finished yet either. We need to add the ruffles on the top, including the embroidered trim, and so on the inner lining as well, before I can even do the skirt. I swear to God, even though this dress is not even finished yet, the entire world cannot stop me from saying the phrase, "Oh my stars and garters, I do declare there has been a murder."
Next we cut 2 strips of silk, about 3 inches wide, and then we ruffle the top. Slap some embroidered trim on the bottom and boom, fancy shoulder frills for the bodice. Then I made more ruffles. Shocking. out of the curtain fabric, but this time in a pleated motion, sewed those bad boys to the top of the bodice, and now we can finally let the lining and the curtain fabric touch. Pin, align the seams, and sew. Don't forget back stitching. Seriously guys, no one ever talks about back stitching. If you're a sewing YouTuber who doesn't include back stitching in their tutorial, I don't actually care, and you thought that was another threat, but you can do whatever you want with your channel. Time for the skirt. Normally I'd measure the bottom of the bodice and make the inner circle the same circumference. Then I'd add a bigger circle around it, but this time the outer circle is flatter at the front so it drapes all wavy at the center. Math time, the bodice circumference is 34 inches, divided by pi and you get 10.8, divide that by 2 and you get 5.4. I rounded up to 6 inches because more room for ruffles. This will be the radius of your quarter folded circle. Speaking of circles, I had no idea at this point making the video there would be doom yet to come, and this is what the professionals call a foreshadowing.
For all of those who are watching, nameless faces, ladies, gentlemen, others, let it be known that this dress is the bane of my existence. So a little update on what has happened. I spent so much time yesterday ruffling the curtains, and the original plan was for me to do a bottom layer of ruffled curtain panels with the silk material paneled on top. I don't have enough. And because the curtains are one of a kind and from a charity shop, I can't get more of that. So I took a trip to the fabric store, and turns out I got the last of this fabric, and it's not going to be delivered in anytime soon. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what you may call... So, new plan is we start from the back in the center and then go left and right around, see how far that will take us with the panel. So far I have and there's a little bit extra somewhere else that I put, and the organza I have like this much, and then literally just at the front from the center going out I'm gonna do a couple of layers of this silky material, which is, it's not really leaving much to the imagination, is it? Hopefully the dress isn't too short, so I won't be showing strangers my womanly wilds. So yeah, I would call this stage of the project literally just winging it, see how far we can go.
Okay, so now we're winging it, like curtain wing. I'm gonna gather the top of the organza, then sew that onto the bottom of the skirt, then do a layer of mixed curtain and silk underneath. There was so much sewing I wanted to cry, but there were already too many tears on this dress already. Just think, before dress tears made a comeback, people only had real tears. We did it. So it goes without saying, there is going to be a lot of hemming for me to do. It's probably not going to be done within the next hour or so, and it's already getting quite late. So wish me luck on this, and yeah, tomorrow we're going to do a little makeup tutorial for this gal and get her shown to the world. Be all scandalous. She has no eyebrows. So I looked up a couple of reference images on Pinterest, naturally. We're just gonna see how this goes. I think I'm gonna do a base, oh, that is very dramatic. I'm gonna do a base of white, but nothing too dramatic. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna blend all of this out. So after my face was as pale and dry as Anne Hathaway's performance in that Tim Burton movie, I went to drawing on sad Victorian orphan eyes. I look so sad. I need to make this look a little bit more realistic of a brow. This isn't even. I need to be even Stevens. Put a couple of arch lines on the eyelid. Next came the eyeliner. I made a line under the bottom of my eyelid and filled it with white eyeliner, then drew on some fake bottom lashes to make my eyes look super doll-like and creepy. Then came exaggerated blush and Betty Boop lips.
Well, that was fun. Things I would do differently. So, obvious reasons, I'm going to take into account how much fabric I actually have next time, because I'm not going to lie, guys, it might have been entertaining for you to watch, but winging it was quite honestly one of the most frightening things I've had to do in a project. Yeah, I was this close to not having a YouTube video this week. Another thing I would do differently is just make the sleeves a little bit puffier. I think I could have just cut them a bit bigger, but again, with the limited amount of fabric that I had in the end, I don't know if I would be able to have done that. It's just something to think about next time. Please leave a like and a comment. It really helps me boost my visibility, and I'm just starting out here. It would be great if you could just help me out a little bit. My name has been Ellie Matisse, and until next time, keep warm and kind. I'll see you in the next video.